Hey, welcome back to the Infamous Podcast. This is episode 476, Love, Pain, and Murderbots. I'm Brian.
I'm a little bit disappointed that you got the episode title out before you even asked who I was.
I know.
But that's fine. I'm Darryl.
I get it.
How you doing?
I tried to change it up. I changed up the order that I put things in. We changed up how we're going to look at the Ironheart review trailer today. So
what do you mean, we white man?
Well, you're the one who just couldn't stop slobbering about it. So
I just want you to watch it.
No, I really don't want to watch it. I'm looking at the 00 right now /246, and I'm like, it's like gripping myself to jump in that cold water. I will say, 202,000 upvotes to 435,000 downvotes, and yes. I'm preemptively going to downvote it. If it doesn't suck that bad, I'll change it. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Darryl, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm doing very well because I again, when we were talking before, you said you were chaotic neutral. I am more on the side of good, but in this case, I will absolutely say, for you watching the trailer, there's a little bit of malevolence involved in that.
Yeah.
So
okay. I am chaos personified, but I don't use my chaos powers for good nor evil. I just use them.
Okay.
I mean, some people might say they're evil, but who are those people really?
No, nobody. Literally, real true people that don't say that and don't think that. They think they're the good guys,
right?
Or they think they're just going along or whatever.
I'm perfectly willing to accept that I'm in the villain in a whole bunch of people's stories, and it doesn't bother me. It's like this shirt says, "This is my villain arc." So,
what shirt is that?
It's just a T-shirt. It says, "This is my villain arc." And I don't know. It doesn't fit right now, so I gotta get it back. But anyway, I will say this: Matt Mitchell, thank you for the comments on YouTube. Yes, Teddy Roosevelt as part of our 100% of the time.
Oh, so, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, okay. So before we get started, we were talking about sports. Shocker. And that was my Bamboo A1 printer finishing my print.
I was like, what is this?
Anyway.
This an ice cream truck?
No, so it makes a little sound before it starts, and it sings a little song to you when it's done. But anyway, we were talking about Ryan Clark and RG3 and just the hypocrisy of the media. But I was thinking as we were talking about that, right? It does not stop with sports media. It does not stop with political media. It's the actual just mainstream corporate press.
Yes.
That is the problem. And so we wear our biases on our sleeves. We are reformed Marvel MCU addicts. We are reformed Star Wars addicts. Because of the things that Disney has done over the last 10 years, right?
Yes.
So 10-ish. I'll give Disney credit. Rogue One was fantastic. The last 7 episodes of Star Wars Rebels is some of the most inspired Star Wars storytelling ever. The last 4 episodes of Clone Wars season 7 were the best 4 episodes in the entire series. Fight me.
Those were amazing,
right?
Absolutely brilliant.
100% fight me if you disagree. So when I give my unfettered opinion about this review, just understand, I hold these things to a higher standard. Darryl holds these things to a higher standard because we love them. And we hate that all of these people have access to the things that we love, who hate those things and want to see those things not elevated, not changed in a way that lifts up characters. They want to destroy. They want to put themselves in, and to go along with what you were saying, they are their own main character, and they have become the villains of their own stories.
10 or 15 or however many years it takes for colleges to get out of the indoctrination leftist camps that they are now. Somebody's going to have a class, and I know we've talked about this before too, of one of the worst, of maybe the worst mistake in the history of movie franchises is when they tried to make Star Wars a girl brand.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, they're going to run that Chris Gore and Alan video.
Oh, there's
just
the trial thing.
Yeah. No. The one just about the girl brand thing that like got everybody up in arms. But all right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the timestamp. We've had enough of our witty banter for the week. I'm gonna go ahead and press play. I'm gonna turn the volume up so you might be able to hear it through the microphone. I'm not 100% sure. But Darryl, I'm at the Disney Plus logo with New York City in the background. I don't know if you wanted to watch along or.
Hell no.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna. God, I don't want to do this. Why did I agree to this? Why did I come up with this idea?
Just take it. Just enjoy it. Don't fight it.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm hitting play. All right. Oh my God, from Ryan Coogler, after what we saw from Sinners, like.
I know, right?
So she's walking into a room. It's that standard Marvel, like, look and feel. Oh, she's stuck in an elevator now. Oh, okay, so. Okay. So it's like Saw, but for Marvel. So now she's hot wiring the elevator, and she's strong enough to rip the. Oh wow! Does she have superpowers? Oh God! It's this guy, the guy from Twisters.
Yeah.
Who was also the guy that defied physics in Transformers Beast Wars.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
She's got the Beast Wars armor.
You are not the first genius at MIT.
Ugh. You mean Greenfield?
How many times have they've called her genius 2 or 3 times already? In the
like
trailer?
82, I think.
Undeniable. Something
This.
iconic.
So
Also,
they're IP thieves. So
yeah. Also, she wants to make something iconic. That's not selfless at all, is it?
No.
That's not a hero at all.
no,
Oh, that's what a hero does, right?
right.
What will you do, Riri?
So in the comics, she started out as kind of like super villainy, and I feel like she's doing the same thing here. Oh my God, I hate the armor.
Yes.
It's like everything that Soups and Lolo got right with the Firefly armor or whatever Natalie's armor was called, they got wrong with this one.
Yes.
This looks like one of the Justin Hammer bots.
Actually, not as good.
No, right, but like
Shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady. Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
live, laugh, love. That is super
I'm
creepy.
returning those.
All right, no. Who is this for?
They really should have Batgirled this. They absolutely should have Batgirled this.
One, and I'm going to just reiterate, I am so happy that Batgirling is a verb. All right, I had to close it. Who is this for? Like seriously,
Dude, I don't know.
who is their audience that they're going after?
I don't know. I mean, I was laughing halfway through it, and I laughed the rest of the way because it was so bad. It was so awful.
What is that actor's name?
Oh, the dude. Yeah.
The dude from Beast Wars and Twisters. Cast. Twisters was like pretty good, but that's because like
I mean, Twisters was basically Twisters
Oh.
was to Twister what Force Awakens was to Star Wars.
Yeah, but I will say this: Daisy Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell had like great chemistry on
Yes, they did.
on screen together. Anthony Ramos.
And then
Anthony Ramos is
Anthony
the
Ramos.
actor.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing against Anthony Ramos. I'm sure he's a perfectly fine husk who falls in line and does what he's told. But I look at him and I'm like I don't believe anything you're saying as an actor. It's just one of those things. I'm thinking no. Oh, he was from in the Heights.
I never saw that.
The
with
Lin-Manuel
Rachel
Miranda.
Zegler.
Oh yeah. So
Was
it Rachel
she in the
Zegler?
Heights or West Sides? Or was
I
that West
don't-
Side Story? She was.
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
don't know.
I don't care. So, yeah. So
Okay, Tommy Lee Jones.
I
don't care.
I don't care. I will say, wait, what is Dumb Money? Did I see this one? Oh yeah, he was in Dumb Money, huh? Who was he in Dumb Money?
What's that?
It was the one about the stonks, the GameStop stock.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I didn't see that.
It's really good. I highly recommend everybody watch that. Anyway, he's not even in the first page of scrolling on the IMDb, so he must not have been that important. Yeah. Okay. So this looks horrible. I remember reading the first few All New, All Different comics with her in it where she stole Tony's tech. But now she's like good enough to just invent it on the fly. Is that what we're supposed to believe?
Even if I will say this, and this is the thing, even if she was a good character, which we both know she's not,
Right.
people that read the comics, read her, know she's not a good character. But even if she was,
Right.
you can tell from the start, this trailer, that the writing is going to be so bad, it doesn't matter. The fact that you have her people call her a genius on multiple occasions in the trailer. Again, we're going with we'll tell you that she's a genius, but we won't show you that she's a genius because we're not good enough
tried to show us that
writers
she
to
was
do
a
so.
genius because she got out of the trap in the elevator, but she did so with a feat of superhuman strength.
But again,
yeah,
that doesn't tell you. That just shows
Well, no,
she's
yeah.
smart. There's
Yeah.
a difference between smart and a genius. The way they did Iron Man in the beginning, and they after that, cold open, which was, I still love that one. But when you go through him as 4 years old building his own
yeah,
circuit board or whatever, and that's how you can. Well, that's one way you can do it. That's why again, when we see the Fantastic Four movie comes out, they're not going to be able to write Reed Richards as the genius that he really is. They're not.
no.
So
he's gonna be whatever. He's gonna be a
Right.
side character to Sue Storm.
Oh, absolutely, he is.
So
Just like Pedro Pascal. I mean, again, I'm a fan. I like Pedro Pascal as an actor. I do. I liked his portrayal of, again, it's going back to who you're portraying. Pedro Pascal was not Joel from The Last of Us. The fact that this dude had a freaking therapist in the apocalypse in season 2,
Yeah.
in
oh
awful. Oh, and the therapist just happened to be the wife of a guy he killed.
Oh,
Like,
fun.
what are we doing? But yeah, this show, I'm very I won't say excited because I can't get muster up the energy to something. I just I you know what? I don't despise it. I don't despise what they do. It's worse, like you just said a minute ago. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm so apathetic to so much of the entertainment now that when we get something that's good and fun, I mean, it just warms the, as Jim Harbaugh used to say, warms the cockles of my heart. And we'll talk about, speaking of heart, we'll talk about one of those movies later on in the show.
Yeah. So I mean, like honestly, so my initial reaction, this isn't for me. My initial thoughts, there's a reason this movie's been in production, or this series has been in production hell for quite a while. And we saw it on display.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
all right, let's have a little palate cleanser for something we liked.
Oh God, we need it.
So
We need it.
we're gonna talk about the we're a few months late, but Love Hurts. The
Not the song.
no, but it does hurt. I was gonna sing it, but I decided not to. Anyway, yeah. So it's about the story of a guy named Marvin Gable. He's a former assassin turned real estate agent, and he's pulled back into his violent past when his ex-partner resurfaces with cryptic messages, and his crime lord brother is looking for them, and so he has to confront his past. Nothing super original about this movie, right? This movie does not deserve to be as good as it is when you kind of like just think about it for a second. But Ki Hu Kwan is just I'm so happy he found everything everywhere all at once. And they
Yes.
gave him that world where he was a kung fu master, and we get to see stuff like this now. Cuz he is infectious. Just infectious. His chemistry with Ariana DeBose is next level. And I saw her in something else not too long ago, and I was like, oh, I immediately what?
Craven.
Yeah, Craven. She was Callisto, and when she showed up in Love Hurts, I was like, oh, this is like a really good role for her. Like, she's kind of a badass, but the best thing about her is she's super sarcastic, and she's got this this cute little smirk that she makes. But she was also in Argyle. That's right. That was the other thing.
Yes, that too.
Okay.
Right.
So she has this like scene. It's near the end of the movie where like there's this fight, and she's getting up to go find Marv and Knuckles, and she picks up a gun off the ground, and she just goes with her lips. She just goes "Brrr," just randomly out of nowhere, right? And it's like, that's fucking adorable. She's such a killer. She's such a professional at what she does. She's just like, it's just a random thing. I don't know if they told her to do that. I don't know if that's like something that she was supposed to do, but
Something like that, I would say. I'd put money that was her.
Yeah.
That kind of threw that in for the character. When I'm looking at movies, and again, your intro talking about why we're so critical about things because we love this stuff. When I'm looking at movies, I like the two main things about movies, not like the technical stuff, but
sound design.
Is it good?
And is the sound design good?
Yeah. Or do I have fun with it?
Yeah.
Like you said, this is like when you look at, you break this movie down, it's not going to be what you call a good movie.
No.
But it does the most important thing of a movie, because there could be a movie that's technically brilliant but bores you to tears.
Yeah.
And there's been many throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is so much fun. Again, going back to movies where they don't take themselves seriously, if this movie took itself 100% seriously and it was the same result, it wouldn't be as fun.
Right.
But that's not what it, and that's what the creators behind this, the people, the producers, the writers, the director, actors knew. Like, again, what are we making here?
Right.
That's the thing. What type of movie are you trying to make? And Love Hurts. The first fight scene, I told you this. I'm on the treadmill watching that first fight scene between Marvin Beast Mode and his partner.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm just like cackling because it was just everything about it was like over the top, but it was so much fun. Dude, they put him in a refrigerator and then yeeted the refrigerator
Right.
across the room.
Yeah.
It's like
Let's
over the top, but great.
Let's talk about this cast of characters that we got here. So we have Mustafa Shakir as the Raven, who I was thinking Marshawn Lynch gets the Heat Check Award, but I think the Raven might get the Heat Check Award.
Oh, dude, that's a tough one. Yeah.
Right. So he's a poet assassin who has a thing for blades. He reminded me a bit of T-Bird from The Crow. Or not T-Bird.
Okay.
Not T-Bird. The one with the knives.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Serial killer from Hackers. God, I can't remember his name now. I'm so old. Anyway, but he was great. And like, so he was Bushmaster in the first season of Luke Cage. And
Yeah.
He was like one of the good things about that show because he got killed off. Or no, Cottonmouth got killed off. But he was really good as a villain. I mean, just like Mike Coulter was great as Luke Cage, and it wasn't their fault.
And by the way, he was so good in that I at times I had to turn on the subtitles to understand what he was trying to say.
Oh yeah, with the Jamaican accent. Yeah.
Jamaican, yeah.
Jamaican me crazy. But yeah, so and then it's like Marshawn Lynch. So he's a former football player. And he like in the credits it called him Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch, which I thought was hilarious. But he was really, really good too. I really liked him in
this was the perfect role for him
in there. Yeah. I mean, this is like the exact type of thing that he should be doing. Just having fun. And then Otis, his partner, played by Andre Erickson, was really good. I also like, we'll get to the other main characters, but the Drew Scott, who played the rival real estate agent, Jeff Zaks.
Yeah.
Do you know who he is?
These are Property Brothers.
Yeah, he's one of the Property Bros. And I think he does practice martial arts.
So I kept seeing his face, I'm like, who is this guy? I know this guy. I've seen him somewhere. And I was like, toward the end before what happens to him. I was like, oh, that's who he is.
So, but yeah, I thought that was just like a fun bit of casting there too. Daniel Wu plays Alvin Gable, Marvin's brother. Who is Knuckles? He's the head of their mob that reports to the Russians, the dirty Russians. But I really liked him. He was Sonny in Into the Badlands. Do you remember that show?
Yes.
Like, yeah, that I feel like that's a pretty underrated show. It was like kind of lost on AMC in the early what's it called? Walking Dead phase. But okay, so then to kind of round this out, we have Sean Astin as Cliff Cusick, who is Marvin's boss, and then another like kind of heat checky type performance from Leo Tipton, who plays Ashley, who's Marvin's assistant. She was really good. I really liked her. The way she answered the phone, like whatever realty we want to put you in a home and you can have a great whatever, just like please once more with feeling. Um, but I really liked her. Oh, she was in Vengeance. That was the one, the BJ Novak one where the girl gets murdered and he goes to do the podcast about it.
Oh,
Anyway,
I remember her from Warm Bodies.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Warm Bodies. I actually liked Warm Bodies. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But
like
yeah,
that
so
movie.
the cast was great. They were like over the top, but not like too over the top, like Working Man. They were kind of like relatable in some way, like when Beast Mode took a drink out of Otis's soda. He's like, I just opened that. He's like, so? Like, it's like so do they share everything? But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about this because I think this is a really good movie and everybody should see it. It's airing
By the
on
way,
Peacock.
it's on
Yeah.
Peacock. Yeah.
So, but the action is great. The martial arts is great. The story is really good too. And then the whole like Rose trying to get Marvin to be Marvin again, like her version of Marvin, and then her like realizing like that just all of Marvin, including the way he is now, is what she wants. Was really cool. And the fact that she put him in like this black sweater with white hearts and a red heart over where your heart goes just cracked me up. So
Yeah. Again, this is an easy watch too. I think it's under 90 minutes or it's right at 90 minutes.
it's like 100. So I can
Yeah. So
probably
it's
tell you.
it's just a fun time.
It's an hour and 23 minutes. It's under 90 minutes. So it's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I
Notice
thought,
I
yeah.
didn't say they need to take time out of this.
No, this was one of those movies that, again, they made efficient use of their time.
Yes, 100%.
They do a very good job. And again, like I said, this movie doesn't take itself seriously, but at the same time, it does a very good job developing the characters and who they are versus who they were and then who they become. I really enjoyed this movie. This is one of those movies I will absolutely be watching again.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of fun with it. And again, I know hindsight, but I mean, it would have made sense when they were doing the script. Why wouldn't they have brought back Data instead of putting Phoebe Waller-Bridge in the last Indiana Jones movie?
You mean Short Round?
Yes, Short Round.
Data was his character in the Coincidences.
Yeah, his Data was his character in but Short Round. Yeah.
In the Coincidences.
Why? Yeah. Why? But anyway,
because Phoebe Waller-Bridge had to destroy something she hated. Anyway, okay.
But this movie was fun.
This
so
movie
much.
is so fun. It's directed by John Eswiblo? Eusebio? Something like that? Eusebio? Written by Matt Murray, Josh Stoddard, and Luke Passmore. Never heard of any of them. Anyway, so Darryl, out of 10 poetry reciting assassins who made us question our career choices.
6.5 out of 10. I know. I would have, if I could have gotten that poetry thing down, I would have been hucking knives at people.
I mean, yeah, if I could have got the poetry thing down and have a knife shoe that can turn into a gauntlet knife, I'm down.
That was creative.
So yeah,
that was very creative.
I went 6.8. I toyed with a 7. I do think this will at very least be an honorable mention on my 2025s as things go right now. Of course, seeing Mission Impossible this weekend. So, yeah.
Yeah, this one is again. You'll have very fun movie, and it does the job it was supposed to do. Entertains, leaves you with a good feeling walking out of the. Well, I won't say out of the theater, but turning off the streaming device.
Yeah,
I should say.
Yeah,
which is a lot better than what we're about to talk about now.
Well, let's just jump right into that one. This one's streaming on Paramount. It's called Novocaine. It stars Wee Huey himself, Jack Quaid, and then Amber Midthunder. Do you remember what she's from?
Yes, it's funny. I kept wondering what she was in until I just saw her name on, in the notes, and it was like, damn, she was in Prey. That's who she was.
No, she was in Legion first. She was
Oh yeah,
awesome in Legion.
Well,
she was the
you can't
girl
say
with the
no,
sword.
because she was in
But-
Prey most recently.
Well, yes, most
I would
recently.
say most recently from what I've seen. I don't know if she's been in anything else since, but most recently from what I've seen is Prey.
Yeah. Yes, agreed. So true. But at the same time, she was amazing in Legion, which was a cool ass, weird ass show. So that being said, it also starred nobody else. That like Matt Walsh, not that Matt Walsh.
I had to do a double take. See, I'm thinking I did not see. Was he just like all dressed up and stuff?
No, that
But
comedian,
it does start.
Yeah, and then Betty Gabriel, who played his partner Mincy, who was really good. She was in the Jack Ryan show with
Okay.
what's his name, Jim from The Office,
Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Thank you. The other funny thing is a lot of these people have been on Westworld that we're talking about. Like if you look at their IMDb's. But that being said, so Novocaine is the story of a man named Nathan Kane. He is a assistant manager at a bank, and he's got that condition where he's unable to feel pain of any kind. Amber Midthunder plays his love interest, and after one night, he thinks Sherry is his girlfriend, and he, when there's a bank robbery gone wrong, and she gets kidnapped, or so we're led to believe, and
She gets taken.
Thank you, and so Nate has a very special set of skills for dealing with people like this.
Namely, that he feels no pain.
He feels no pain.
That's yeah.
So to say this was a bad movie would be hard. The other one was Jacob Batalon was in this. The guy in the chair.
Ned.
Yes, Ned. I think you look at this movie and you look at the preview and it's like, oh, cool. It's gonna be like Crank. It's gonna be like this gory, like actiony, like, to quote Jacob Fatou, all gas, no brakes. And it's not. It's just meandering. It's like the story doesn't make sense. At one point, we find out that Sherry is one of the kidnapper bank robber's sister, and it was all just a setup. And Nate is going around in a stolen police car. Roscoe, who is Jacob Batalon's character, is his best friend, but they only know each other from playing online, but they happen to live in the same city, which, it's like, okay. I feel like Roscoe kind of catfished Nate a little bit too.
Oh, he absolutely did. He's like,
So-
you said you were 6'5".
With a man bun. Not,
Yeah, and a Harley.
yeah. Dude, there's nothing wrong with that scooter. The scooter
Like-
could have been named Harley.
Yeah, I did not like this movie one bit.
No.
I the first 30 minutes, I knew I wasn't gonna like it, but I was like, you know what? Movies have done that before and turned it around. Because again, this movie was probably an hour 45 minutes or so.
Hour 50.
So I'm thinking
it's about a half hour
okay.
too long.
Yes. Well, to your point, if it would have taken on that or taken on like Crank, that Crank type movie, you absolutely would be right.
Oh,
and it would have been the better for it.
It
It
missed
would
all
absolutely
the
have been the better for it.
frenetic energy of Crank. Like, I'm not one for the shaky cam stuff, but like when Nate is fighting Ben in that kitchen, like it should have all been from Nate's point of view or from Ben's point of view. Like what it should have just been a POV scene. And like I think it would have been really interesting to be from Ben's point of view, the bank robber, watching him, and this is in the trailer when he reaches into the fryer oil. Now here's the thing that bothers me about this. He can't feel pain, right? But when his shit is broken, it's not gonna work, homie. Like he's not gonna be able to walk. He's not gonna be able to fight. He's not gonna be able to run. That hand is burger. Like he's not gonna be able to ball it into a fist. And he's like just wrapping it and like hitting it with some of the hand cleaning hand sanitizer on his way out of the hardware. So like he just super glues it. The bullet wound. It's like not, you're still bleeding, man.
Yeah.
Like
yes, pain is necessary and important, and it does hold you back from injuries. However, when you have structural damage and you still don't feel pain, yes, you're not going to feel the pain. There's still structural damage there that your body's going to be like, dude, no, we're not doing this. We can't do that. We literally can't do this.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right there. I mean, as someone who has a weird relationship with pain themselves, like I get it. Like you can push yourself through a lot, but at the same time, when you've lost most of your blood in the first 35 minutes of the movie, you're not lasting to the end.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Losing blood. It doesn't matter your pain threshold.
I feel like
you're gonna.
Yeah, I feel like these writers and the directors watched like Den of Thieves, and they were like, you know what? Let's make something stupid.
Oh, they succeeded in that. There is not a redeeming quality. Like this is one of those movies where it's like somebody asked me let's watch this movie or whatever. No, absolutely not. There are some movies I don't like that I would watch again if somebody wanted to watch it or if it was on or like, hey, let's watch. This is one of those movies that will not go back again to ever.
Yeah, I had a hard time getting through it the first time.
Right. I thoroughly disenjoyed this movie.
Yes. I will say, just like Love Hurts, $18 million budget, this one made $34 million worldwide. The other one, Love Hurts, only made $17 million worldwide.
That is a travesty.
It's a travesty. It's a crime against cinema.
Yeah.
So
that is absolutely a travesty.
Honestly,
this movie made more than Love Hurts.
This movie made more than Love Hurts. It shows how popular The Boys actually is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That people will go watch Jack Quaid of all people, not Anthony Starr, not the guy that plays the Deep, not Aaron Moriarty. They're gonna go watch Jack Quaid.
Not Carl Urban.
I mean, who's really like who questions a Carl Urban movie?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you look at the movies when if Carl Urban is in a movie, it's like, this is a banger.
Dude,
Red.
I would love. I'm so disappointed we haven't gotten a Dread sequel.
Yeah, you know what though? Even if we don't get it, I'm okay because it's such a great movie.
Oh, that movie was. So,
you know what?
Unexpectedly,
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. But yeah, okay. So out of 10 gun retrieval scenes that left us horrified, what do you give this one?
3.8 out of 10, and I honestly think I'm being generous because I did not like this movie one bit.
Yeah, I'm a 3.7 out of 10, and I agree with the generosity. And I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna be like a whole point higher than Darryl. But like I couldn't sit and watch this straight through. I mean, I watched it in like 20
I couldn't
chunks.
either. That's what I was doing because then I would like, okay, you know what? Like, cause I'm on like, again, the first 30 minutes I'm on the treadmill, or not the treadmill, but the elliptical. And I'm like, oh gosh, do I have to watch? Like, it was painful. It made those 30 minutes very painful while the 30 minutes of Love Hurts watching it, oh, that flew by.
Yeah. And next week we're going to talk about the other Jack Quaid movie that came out this winter, Companion, and we'll give you our thoughts on that one. But with this one, yeah, like, oh, so bad.
Yeah.
All right.
So bad.
Let's move on to our last story. This was one. This is a show on Apple TV, and I know we don't talk a lot about the Apple TV shows other than Ted Lasso. It premiered this past Friday. It's called Murderbot. It's based on a book series from Martha Wells called Murderbot. That is a self-hacking security android who has a desire to be left alone and binge watch soap operas, but he has to protect this team of moronic scientists on a mission. It's Chris and Peter Welitz are the creators of the show. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, David Dastamachenko, the polka dot man from the Suicide Squad.
Malkian. I think it's Dastamachenko.
Dastamachenko, yeah. Sabrina
David
Wu.
D.
What? David D. Yeah.
I said David D.
Yeah. And a bunch of people we've never heard of before, or seen in anything before. But it's Apple, so like Apple is kind of like the new Prestige TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, HBO still has like the monopoly on that for the most part, but the things that Apple puts out, it's like high quality, high production value. Some of it's great, some of it not so much, but what I'm most interested in about this show is the show within the show. The space, like the
Yeah.
Star Trek thing that he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I would love to like hopefully they explore more. But I liked this. I actually it's reminiscent. It's obviously not the same thing, but it's very reminiscent of Mickey 17. And I don't know if you saw that one or not yet.
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, so it's a character on the ship who's in charge of taking care of things that they don't want to do. The other thing is they don't want him there at the beginning. So there's that. But it opens with him, with Murderbot, as he likes to call himself, like working security in a crowd, trying to hack his governorship that like makes him have to obey humans, everything humans say. And he finally does it. And then he's like trying to hide the fact that this happened so they don't reboot him, So I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought the first two episodes were compelling enough to want to watch all 10.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, this first episode, I will say both of these together were the pilot.
Yeah,
and just like the pilot, again, we've talked about this. Every time something comes out, you can't judge a pilot necessarily, and to judge the whole show by the pilot,
right.
Because you're just trying. They're trying to set up the world, the characters. So there's going to be some stumbles along the way for 98% of pilots, I should say.
Yeah.
Same with this. But to your point, there was plenty there for me to be these next 8 weeks, or assuming that they're released individually.
Yeah, I mean at this point it's individual
this.
episodes every Friday.
One of my favorite parts is the voiceovers that are the internal monologues or the internal dialogue that Murderbot has when someone's talking to him.
Yeah.
I will say, I sometimes feel that myself, where somebody says something to you and you want to say,
"Oh yeah,
this is so stupid. Like, what do you think? Like, really?" And you just
One of
Like,
my
especially when you're at work.
yeah, they also do one of my favorite things when he's got like things running and what he's seeing on his diagnostics, we get to see like in his internal HUD. They show us that.
I like that
It's like when
addition.
people send a text and you get to see the text on the screen. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I just enjoy that. I think it's cool. It's because like it's not like a book where they can write about what's going on in his head. It shows us what's happening in there instead of just telling
Yeah.
us. So
Yeah, and
I
my
really
goodness.
like that, and the effect is really cool. Like they just did a good
I
job
say
with the
this
way it
is
looks.
this is a very interesting, eclectic band of individuals. I mean, good grief. Oh man, they are some oddballs,
Right.
like to put it nicely. And he it's funny because I was telling you I was watching Love, Death and Robots, and I
Mhm.
watched the last few episodes, which were a couple of them are really good today. A couple were so fucking stupid.
Mhm.
But there was one that's called Smart Appliances and Stupid People. And it's only 7 minutes long or 8 minutes long, and it's just 6 or 7 appliances talking about their owners and the stupid stuff they do. And I just happened to watch that, after watching Murderbot, which made it even
Oh,
funnier thinking
that's
about
funny.
Murderbot and
Yeah.
him thinking about people like when they would ask him a question or they would say something, and his response, his internal dialogue, which really makes the show so far for me, is that internal dialogue because again, we're getting to see it from the standpoint of this, this creation. It's like, dude, I really could murder all these people, but then they track me down and slag me,
Yeah.
or I could run away and they would just track me down and slag me. And every time he thinks of that, you get a clip of what he looks like if he got slagged
Right.
and put out. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it sets itself up pretty well, and we get in that second episode a mystery of this other colony
Yeah.
and just a quick view of the fate of those colonists I think it's on the other side of the
It's the
planet.
other side of the planet and their sec unit.
Yeah. And also this, I don't know if it's some type of unnatural type of anomaly that they find. So yes, it's a character driven piece with Murderbot, but they have nuggets of plot points that I find intriguing, and I want to see where this goes.
I agree.
So yeah, and to your point, yeah, Apple. I mean, again, just like even the stuff that doesn't work or isn't good necessarily, the production value of this looks very good. The show looks very solid. To what you said, I do want to know more about the little telenovela that he loves getting lost in. I want to see more of this show of of this show within the show.
Right.
But again, I just found out about this show watching Severance like last week. I was like, what is this? Hadn't heard anything about it.
Okay.
So I'm glad that so this is a nice little.
This has been on my like list for a
Oh, okay.
while.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this, which
But
I like that sometimes where I find something
yeah.
just like The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon. F you, Amazon,
Let's
by
not
the
talk
way.
about. Let's not talk about that. Let's no.
Yeah,
We
which I
let's
found out about like 2 days before it premiered,
yeah.
and anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get angry,
Yeah. All right.
but
So
yeah, I like this show. What we got so far in these two
just for the
episodes.
first 2 episodes, out of 10, a robot's desire to binge watch soap operas instead of dealing with humans. What do you give this one?
That's a long one. I gave it a 6 out of 10,
Yeah.
and again, 6 out of 10 because I gave it a 3 out of 5, and
Yeah.
then I realized we were doing out of 10. But again, 6 for me is solid.
Yeah.
And again, we have 8 episodes to go. So that
Right.
like if the quality keeps tracking with my even if it's minute improvements over the next 8 episodes, that's going to get to a 7 pretty
Oh, yeah.
easily, as
So
long as they keep doing this. So yeah, a 6 out of 10. It's something that it's a little offbeat, which again I like that sometimes as well, where
yeah.
that's why I said the group of character that it's an eclectic mix of individuals. They're character
Yep.
oddballs. So it just I like that part about it. So what did you think about it?
I
out of
gave
10?
it a 7.2 out of 10. I really liked the second episode. I liked the first episode. I liked the pilot, like the true pilot a lot, but I really liked how they built on it with the second episode, and that it ended with that mystery. And it's like, okay, cool. It's more than just what was the one on HBO, Avenue 5, the spaceship with Hugh Laurie that got lost. Him and Josh Gad. It just was dumb. It was too satirical, too on the nose, too much. And this had some restraint to it.
That word.
So, but yeah. So 7.2 out of 10.
Why do you keep saying that word?
I command you to make eye contact with me.
That was funny.
He was like, "Oh God, is he gonna want to have sex with me?" I mean, it's just that. I mean, it's like it's pretty dark. It's a relatively dark show, which I appreciate. So,
and
so all that.
And again, these are 20, and I didn't realize this when I first turned it on. These are 25-minute episodes. Well, more like 22 when you take in the end credits and such. So this is a quick watch. I'm kind of I'm almost a little disappointed that we have to wait a week at a time. I mean, it works out for us, but a week at a time for a 25-minute show. Well, if it's a show 40 minutes.
Here's the thing, though, is if you're watching this, you should also be watching Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple, which comes out on Friday, which is a 43-minute show. Well, it's an hour, sorry. And Long Way Home, the fourth and I assume final motorcycle docuseries with Ewan McGregor, also has new episodes coming out on Friday. So like Apple TV right now owns My Friday.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't watched either one of those. Yeah, I do want to watch Your Friends and Neighbors.
Your Friends and Neighbors. Like I didn't think I was going to like it because my feelings and thoughts about John Hamm are pretty widely stated on this show. But I actually really like it. So, all right. Anything you want to add?
No, I like I said, Murderbot's a solid watch. If you have Apple TV, and I know a lot of people I talk to at work don't have Apple TV, that's a good watch. But I mean, again, even if you just binged a few shows over a month, free access, or just 1 month, I would make one of this show one of those. But if you're doing that, you probably want to wait until, because the last episode is July 11th.
Yeah, but still listen to us talk about it every week.
Yes. Yeah, we'll
watch it.
Minimal spoil. Yeah, minimal spoilers.
We left a lot out, so it's just good. You should just watch it. Trust Darryl.
It's a fun watch. Yep. I would recommend it. 2 episodes in, I would recommend it.
Yes, sir. All right. On that note, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. We're going to talk about Companion. We're going to talk about Murderbot. Probably something else fun. I'm sure Darryl will figure out a way to torture me.
I'll find a way.
Yeah. This is what it feels like when the shoe's on the other foot. All right. On that note, we will see you all next week. Bye.
See ya.
The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. You can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Infamous Podcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/infamouspodcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.